Scott Disick expresses that he is prepared to marry Kourtney Kardashian. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Scott Disick and Kourtney Kardashian have had one of the most talked about relationships in reality TV history. Their love story has been full of highs and lows, but it seems like Scott may not be ready to close the door on their romance just yet. In a sneak peek from an upcoming episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Scott admits that he is still in love with Kourtney and even expresses his willingness to marry her. When Kim Kardashian asks if the two will ever get back together, Scott responds with deep emotions, saying that no matter what happens, he will always stand by Kourtney. He tells her that he loves her and is ready to marry her on the spot. He even suggests that Kourtney knows they will eventually end up together and have a happy life. His declaration leads Kris Jenner to encourage him to propose, joking that it would make Kourtney feel good since they already share 3 children, Mason, Penelope, and Reign. While Scott seems ready to take the next step, Kourtney remains cautious. She does not completely dismiss the idea of getting back together, but she tells him that he needs to work on himself first. Although fans may be excited at the thought of a reunion, the reality is that both Scott and Kourtney have moved on to other relationships. Scott has been dating Amelia Hamlin, while Kourtney has been in a serious relationship with musician Travis Barker. Both couples have been open about their relationships, frequently sharing photos and moments together on social media. Amelia has even spent time with Scott's children, further proving that his relationship with her is more than just casual. Scott and Kourtney's history dates back to 2006 when they first met at a party in Mexico. They quickly became inseparable and spent nearly a decade together, making their relationship one of the most followed on reality television. Their ups and downs played out on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and even though they eventually split for good in 2015, they have continued to co-parent their children in a friendly and mature manner. Looking back at their relationship timeline, it is clear that their journey was anything but smooth. When they first met in Mexico, they were introduced by a mutual friend, Joe Francis, the founder of Girls Gone Wild. At the time, Kourtney was not interested in Scott and even admitted later that she initially found him annoying. However, something changed, and the two soon became an item. Scott made his first appearance on Keeping Up with the Kardashians in its debut season, being introduced as Kourtney's boyfriend. The couple seemed happy, and Kourtney described their relationship as one that started as friendship before evolving into romance. However, their relationship was not without its challenges. At one point, after a night of partying in Las Vegas, Scott proposed to Kourtney. She initially agreed, and they even went to check out a chapel with her family, but in the end, they decided it was too rushed and chose not to go through with the wedding. The first major breakup between Scott and Kourtney happened in season 2 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Kourtney found suspicious messages from another woman on Scott's phone, leading her to believe that he had cheated on her. This discovery resulted in their first breakup. However, their split did not last long. They rekindled their romance in Miami, where they were spotted together at a party. Shortly after getting back together, Kourtney announced that she was pregnant with their first child. On December 14, 2009, Kourtney gave birth to their son, Mason Disick. His birth was a major moment on the reality show, and Kourtney even famously pulled the baby out herself during labor. Mason became the first grandchild in the Kardashian family, making his arrival extra special. Despite the joy of welcoming their first child, Scott's personal struggles began to create problems in their relationship. His issues with substance abuse put a strain on their family life, and in an episode of Kourtney and Kim Take Miami, Kourtney broke up with him again after a night of heavy drinking led to Scott punching a mirror. Their relationship continued to be a roller coaster, filled with breakups and reconciliations. Even though they were no longer romantically involved after 2015, they remained deeply connected through their children. Over the years, both Scott and Kourtney have been in other relationships. Scott had a well-publicized romance with Sofia Richie, which lasted on and off from 2017 to 2020, while Kourtney found love with Travis Barker, whom she eventually married in May 2022. Even though Kourtney and Scott's relationship is officially over, their close bond has remained a significant part of their lives. Scott has continued to express his love for Kourtney on multiple occasions, and their chemistry is undeniable. However, Kourtney has made it clear that if they were ever to consider rekindling their romance, Scott would need to make real changes in his life. While Scott has been open about his feelings, Kourtney seems focused on her future with Travis Barker. Her relationship with the Blink-182 drummer has been serious, with both of them blending their families and creating new traditions together. Travis has formed a strong bond with Kourtney's children, and they have shared many family moments together. Scott, on the other hand, has tried to move forward with his own relationships, but there is always an underlying question of whether he has truly moved on from Kourtney. His past relationships have often been compared to what he had with her, and it seems like no matter who he dates, the topic of Kourtney always comes up. Although Scott and Kourtney's love story is filled with drama, emotions, and unforgettable moments, the reality is that they have taken different paths. Scott's willingness to marry Kourtney shows that he still holds on to the hope of rekindling their relationship, but Kourtney's focus on her new life with Travis suggests that she may have moved on for good. Their story is one that many fans have followed closely for years, making it one of the most iconic relationships in reality TV history. Whether they find their way back to each other or continue down separate paths, their bond will always remain because of the family they have built together. At the heart of their story is a deep connection that has survived numerous breakups, heartbreaks, and life changes. No matter where their lives take them, Scott and Kourtney will always be linked through their children, their shared history, and the memories they created over the years. Whether or not they ever reunite, one thing is clear: their relationship will always be one of the most memorable and talked about love stories in Hollywood. Meanwhile, Kourtney Kardashian Barker discusses her county sleeping practices with her children. The 45-year-old also shares how she manages to avoid resentment while filming her family's reality series, The Kardashians. Kourtney Kardashian Barker has a distinctive approach to sleeping arrangements with her children, which may not suit every parent, including Kris Jenner. During her appearance on the Skinny Confidential Him and Her podcast, Kourtney talked about her choice, along with her husband Travis Barker, to co-sleep with their 10-month-old baby, Rocky. She also mentioned the ages at which she stopped co-sleeping with her 3 older children from her relationship with Scott Disick. Regarding co-sleeping, Kourtney explained that her mother, Kris Jenner, is somewhat hesitant about the practice. She doesn't need to be concerned since it's not her baby and she's finished having children, but as a mother, I prefer to follow what feels natural and instinctive to me, Kourtney stated. I believe in the benefits of co-sleeping, and it's something that mammals have done throughout history, she added, noting that every mother has her own approach with her child. I think everyone is unique, and every child is different. My oldest son slept with me until he was 7 and would naturally come into my room after I put him to bed. My daughter does the same, she comes in too. But at 7, he decided he was done with it. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.